Yo, what's good? I'm Fire here. Back on the video, and today we're going to be hopping into my Alabama Crimson Tide offensive ebook in College Football 25. Now, this is going to be a very high-powered offense. I am planning on bringing you guys Oklahoma State offense as well. So if you guys want to see that, let me know down below in the comments. But we have Alabama today, which is going to include two of the very best formations in this year's game. Going to be mainly the gun trips tight end, and we have the gun bunch tight end. Now, we have a few other solid formations. One that I like personally is this wing trips week. Some really good plays. There's obviously a few other formations. Now, we're not going to touch on everything, but we go over the main basics, which is these two formations, and we throw in a little extras with that extra formation. Now, we do have a written version down below in the description and pinned in the comment section. So we have a full written version of this ebook. It includes every setup that I talk about in this video. It includes Xbox version. It includes a PlayStation version. It includes the coverages that each of these plays beat. It is very intuitive, and it is very easy to read and follow along with. If you really want to understand and get good at this offense, I would highly recommend you guys go take a look, go buy that in the comments. I only charge $6.99 for it, not that much for a full ebook. Most people will charge $20. So yeah, it would be much appreciated if you guys would check that out. I think it would be a good choice as well. So back to the important stuff, which is going to be this offense, and we are going to start out in the gun trips tight end formation. Now, with the gun trips tight end formation, we're going to set up a few audibles here. We like certain plays like PA shot wheel. I like quick base. We like verts wide delay, and then we like PA slot corner. So really, this is a good formation if you're playing on the road, because you still have three of the audibles we like. Now, PA shot wheel is not going to be on there, but you could come out in PA shot wheel, and then you have really all your audibles. So obviously, if you're looking at the ebook, you can see that we're mainly just going to go over these three plays. Now, there is a few other plays in here that you could run, but really all we need is these three plays. So we are going to start out in the verts wide delay play. The run play that I also like is going to be this QB zone that we will talk about just a little bit as well. So let's go ahead and start out in the verts wide delay. Now, with verts wide delay, there's a lot to like about this play. So what you can do immediately is you can go ahead and streak B. You can go ahead and corner A. And then all you have to do is block the running back. This is going to be a really nice cover 3 beater here. And just going to snap the ball. Just need enough time there. Now, obviously getting enough time is the difficult thing in this game, and I forgot to change my camera, so we will change that. Good memory there. But streak B, you can corner A, and then if you want, you can also drag X, which I guess is in the setup, so you would want to drag X. Now, if you can, you're going to want to slide to this side, to the right side if you can, because we're trying to get as much time as possible so that we can do something like this against cover 3, and you see just how open it is. Now, the reason this play works so well is because this post with Y isn't a traditional post. It's a little bit of a different post. You can see it's not kind of the standard, like if we put Y on a post, it looks like this. It's not as good as the other one. The other one is good because of the way that it almost starts at an angle and then moves over. So it's a little more of a deep over route than it is just a streak. So, and again, we have a lot of setups, so I'm going to try in my best to go through these as quickly as possible. But again, here's the setup: drag X, streak B, corner A. Again, if you can, I would slide over to the right there. You see, it creates a little chop block situation. Now, obviously, you need the running back to pick up the chop block, which he didn't do there if you're going to do that. So there's pros and cons, but we got hit as we threw. We were still able to get the ball off. I'll show it one more time here. Snap the ball. If you can have good pocket presence, you can obviously hang in there. You can even throw it as early as you want. So we threw it a little bit earlier there. If you're a little bit afraid of the rush, or if you're feeling the pressure, you can throw it earlier. It's just not going to be as high of a touchdown potential. So let's move into setup number 2. Now, with setup number 2, what we're going to do is go deep cross with the tight end. We are going to put RB on a little flat here, and then we're just going to drag X, and we are going to motion him across. So there will be a few terminologies when I say motion over. It's going to be this. Now, could you motion snap him? You could. But this setup is going to be really good. This is really one of my favorite man coverage beating setups because we have B on a deep cross, we have A on a deep cross, Then you have like a few backside zone beaters if it ends up being zone with a drag, with a flat. So it just gives you guys some options. So you can check it down to the drag over here. Again, zone, is it as good? It's probably not necessarily as good, but I still do not hate this. Let's say you wanted to motion snap it, you could. Motion snap over here, then maybe you hit A over the top, right in that quick window. And again, it just depends on the coverage as well, which routes are going to be open. So that is that setup. Moving into our next one, we're going to go with a corner route on Y here. We are going to go with a backside drag with A, and then just a little angle route with the running back. This setup, really good against man coverage as well. But again, zone, you have a few options. We'll start out with this corner route over here. And again, pocket presence is important in this formation. Having good pocket presence in trips tight end is a very key. So you see with my quarterback, I don't really roll out all that often. If you guys like rolling out, this may not be the best scheme. You could incorporate it, but for my money, I like standing tall in the pocket, especially if you have a good O-line the way we do here. So again, pretty simple. Drag A, angle RB, corner Y. You snap it. You have options. You could hit the drag early. You could hit the angle route. Now the crosser is more, if it's a man coverage, again, zone, it's difficult to hit that route, I would say. He is also a good distraction for the user, so if you're trying to. Now, could you hit him right there? You could. If you can get down, avoid the hit, that's a pass you can throw. And again, it just depends. Is he using this player? Is he using him? Is he following me over here? Is he not? You got to play the opponent almost more than you play the defense. Last setup for verts Y delay, we're going to corner Y, we're going to drag A, and then we're just going to throw RB on a flat here. Kind of the same thing, just gives us a little option, high-low read maybe on the sidelines over here. So you still have this corner out that you can hit. And then obviously if you want to snap the ball, check it down to the running back, you can. This gives us two baby flat options, whereas before we didn't necessarily have that. Let's move into our next play, which is going to be the PA shot wheel. Now with PA shot wheel, there's a lot to like. This play is not necessarily in every single trips tight end. Some other formation that have trips tight end is Oklahoma State. If you guys watched my trips tight end video, you know it's in there. I believe Colorado has trips tight end too. Don't quote me on that, but I think they do. Anyway, so with PA shot wheel here, first setup is going to be relatively simple. Just drag B, throw RB on a little angle route. This is going to give us drag crosser. We have the deep backside. This is just a solid man coverage beater. You have a few routes over the top. If you can hit this crosser, then that is good. It takes a little bit of time to develop, but it's not too bad. It's about the same time as throwing maybe a corner route, things like that. Now, obviously, depending on the coverage you're facing, in our case here, we're getting kind of bumped a little bit trying to run that crosser. That could happen. We get shedded. That can also happen. So, yeah, obviously you'd expect a little bit of a better protection blocking 6 people, but things happen in the games, so you guys can kind of understand that. You really want to hit the crosser in this play. It just depends on the coverage. Against the coverage that we're facing with the computer here, the angle route and the drag are going to be kind of bottled up a little bit more because you have the hook curls that are playing pretty low, but in normal cases, they could also be a little bit better. So it just depends. Again, it depends on what your opponent is doing. Setup number 2. We got a corner out with A. We're going to put RB on an angle, and then we're going to put X on it. I'm in the wrong play, but we'll set that up again. So again, you're going to corner A, angle RB, you're going to corner X, and we are going to throw B on a baby zig here. This setup is very creative. You can see a lot of man beaters here, a lot of zone beaters. There's a lot to like though. Now it's very chaotic, so you do want to obviously be careful with everything you're doing. So whenever I'm running a setup like this, just know that some routes are always for design. So will I really ever throw it to X? Probably not. I probably wouldn't throw it to X if I'm running that setup. That's just something that we got to know. So again, we angle, we corner, we zig, and then we corner, just like so. So am I ever throwing it to him? No. Is he a cool route that brings up the zones? Yes. Could I have him on a streak? You could. Angle route, or corner route over here. Is it really going to be a throwable pass against zone? No. If it's cover 0, we have a good matchup. That's where it could get open. So it's just about giving yourself options. Good against man coverage. You have your angle route here. You could hit him quickly. A lot of space up there. Now, the crosser, I think, could be a route that you could hit a little bit later, potentially. So let's say with the crosser, we go... and again, I don't know for sure that it gets open, but you run it like this with the crosser. If you could get enough time, you see how he could get it open in that window over the top as well. So that is certainly an option. My hair is annoying me. It's so flat, whatever. Okay, so next setup, we're going to go, and it is kind of a pain to audible every time. I wish I could just like automatically choose. That should be a new setting in practice mode. Just let me choose the new play that I want to run. So if I'm testing out plays, I don't have to audible every single time. EA, put me on the staff. Corner A, we're going to drag X, we're going to streak B, and then we are just going to flat RB here. Simple setup. Again, this corner route to crosser, it doesn't look good on paper, but this crosser is so deep that he gets almost in that big gap of a window that we have. So if you get enough time, like so, you could also maybe hit him over the top. Now, if those zones are sitting that high up, obviously you're opening up everything down below. So if that happens, feel free. Again, we dragged, we streaked, we flatted, just like so. So we have this flat. You have a high-low over here. Now, that's a bad read, but we saw how it opened up the running back. You can hit him. Also, show that setup one more time. And again, sometimes with these setups, again, these bigger routes could be distractions. So could you snap the ball and throw it to the seam with this guy? You could, if you wanted to. But obviously, if you can open up this much space for your receiver over here, it's a good thing. And if you can make a move, unlike what I did there, it's an even better thing. So anyways, we have one last setup for this play. What we're going to do with this last setup is go with a corner route to B, corner over here. We're going to drag A, we're going to flat RB, and then we are going to motion over Y, and we're going to put him on a corner route. So we're going to go corner, motion him across. This is what this setup looks like. So again, are we really throwing it to him? Probably not. But there's a lot to like on this side. I like the drag to corner out combo. This flat route should get opened up unless he mans him up or hard flats him, but just a nice setup. And again, mixing it up is going to give you good options. Obviously, we had a bad passing there because we were pressured, but I like this setup a lot. If you could hit X, you could. He's a little bit too deep to do a whole lot with him. Obviously, hash marks can matter a little bit, but I do like incorporating the motion. Now, it's not something I do every single play because if you guys didn't notice, you don't have a whole lot of time to do everything in this college football 25. It takes, especially if you spend like 10 seconds deciding what play you're going to run. Once you get on the field, you don't have all that much time to hot route, especially if you're trying to make 5 hot routes, motion someone across, set up your protection. There is not enough time online to do all that. So, and you guys know that as well, but yeah, so we have corner out, drag, and then again with this guy over here, you could do a few things. I like this. If you even wanted to, you could also put him on a backside post. This could be a throwable route. So you guys have options. You don't have to follow the ebook to a T just because I like it. Just because I like these setups. If you like the post better, do it. Feel free to take inspiration. You don't have to follow these to a T. And you guys know that as well. So anyways, once again, if you wanted to purchase the written version of the ebook, it is down below in the description. It is down below pinned in the comment section. Check that out. Anyways, that is going to be it for PA shot wheel. Let's move into our last play, which is going to be PA slot corner. Now, PA slot corner, very solid play. You have a stock decent post. Over here, we have a stock decent corner out. We have a deeper corner out with the tight end. There's a lot to like here. First setup, we'll keep it relatively simple. Streak, Y, angle, RB. There's a lot to like about the setup. You can hit the corner out. I like the drag. Really, you're going to throw 3 routes. You're going to throw this corner if you get enough time. Otherwise, you're going to throw the drag or the angle route. Now, the drag angle route is something that you really want to practice because it's a dangerous route combo. It can be easy to use or both. If your timing is bad on it, you can throw a lot of interceptions. So I do advise you guys to be very careful in running this combo. It's dangerous, but if you go in practice mode, you get the reps in. That's how you get better, and then you can start hitting it. Corner route, it's a tight throw. Would it be a little bit less tight if we were maybe on the short side of the field? It maybe could be. We'll see. So again, certain plays will be better from certain hash marks. Now, that's for you guys to determine on your own. If you wanted to, you could do it like this as well. I'm not stopping you from making your own adjustments. Once again, guys, this would be an easy adjustment. This isn't in the ebook, but this is something you can easily do on the fly. And you could do there. Now, maybe if you're running this combo, it's a little bit better from the wide side of the field or with a little bit more space. So again, it's just picking up what route combos might be better. So now you see over here, this is a little bit worse on the short side. So maybe you want to be on the wide side. And maybe it's because that streak is getting pressed. So there's a whole lot of factors that contribute into many plays working. Keep that in mind when you're running all these plays. Next setup for PA slot corner is going to be a decent little setup with some motion over here that I like a lot. So we're going to motion over the streak. Now I should respot the ball, which I will next play, but we're going to streak X. We are going to motion him across. We are going to put RB on a flat. And we're going to throw Y on just a baby out route over here. This very classic, very good setup. Now you're really trying to hit two routes, these deep corner routes, if you get enough time. Now, if he's rushing 5 or 6, you can kiss this play goodbye. If he's playing so over the top, I would love this route. If I could throw this route every play, I would. That out route, that speed out route is so unbelievably good if you have a good route runner. It is so unbelievably good, you guys. You have no idea. The fact that I've been doing those kinds of out routes in Madden for so many years, and now we get those quick little baby out routes that just are absolutely crispy. It's unbelievable. So again, you can't get that good out route until he's on the outside. So now we get that cool out route, but before you don't get it. So again, you streak, you flat. We showed that we can hit this. We picked up 10 yards. Now let's try and hit this tight end on this deep route if we can get enough time, which we do. Now Milrow sails it like he's on the 7 Cs, but you guys can see that it was open, and that route can be dangerous. Now, obviously you could check down to the flats. He was open too, but your last option is going to be B over here. Now, obviously my first read is going to be Y every time. If Y is open, we throw it. Simple. If Y is not open, we look to the flat, we try to hit the running back. The user may be over that, and then you start looking towards the corner routes. Which side is he on? We throw it to the other one. So it will necessarily be open. If you can pass it good and you really have to time it well when that safety starts rotating back in, that's when you throw it to the outside with a pass lead downwards into the outside. Money. So that's second PA slot corner. Let's go with the next setup here. We're going to go with a drag on A. We're going to throw Y on a little out route. We are going to put RB on a wheel route. Setup is going to look like this. And then what we're going to do is motion across Y. Leave. Drag A out. So it's going to look something like this. I don't think this is right. I think I meant to streak X, so I'm actually going to update that. So you guys will also notice there will be times in this video where I will notice errors in the ebook. So we will update that, which is good. So this is going to be the setup. You can streak X. If you wanted to with X, you could post him. It doesn't matter. I would streak him. Just streak him. Classic setups are good. So we have wheel over here. Obviously, we want to bait the user with the wheel route. We want to hit these guys deep, or the drag or the corner. If he's going to give us the wheel route, we'll throw it every time. If he gives us this route every time, you'll throw it every time. Simple as that. You guys will see a ton of that in bunch tight end. If he's going to give you that route every time, you're going to throw it every time. Same with that baby out route on the outside on that previous setup. You'll throw it every single time. So again, drag A, put him on a little baby out. You could, we need the wheel. So let's say he uses it. We can't hit him. We have the drag, or if we get enough time, we want to hit the corner out. Let's say he plays super underneath. We can't hit the drag. We throw the corner. If he plays super over the top, we can't throw the corner out. We throw the drag. Simple. Last setup of PA slot corner and of trips tight end. We'll go into the run play slightly, but again, we're really mainly trying to pass the ball here. Deep cross A, throw out Y on a little out route. We're going to put RB back on the wheel. I almost forgot completely about X in these setups, unless I was thinking that I was in a different play. Because we put B on a zig, you motion him across. Yeah, we need X on a little streak. Or you could go post. So we will add that. I don't know why I forgot these, but you know, when you're typing these up late at night, it's easy to, I guess, see why. So this would be your setup. A little bit different, kind of similar. You just, instead of drag, corner out, it's just mixing it up, and it's a good thing to do. Obviously, you want to hit the tight end, but again, it's a similar thing. If he uses the wheel route, he's not going to be able to use the other routes, so you decide, pick a side, and then pick your choice. Pretty simple. I'll show that setup just one more time here. And again, you guys can see that I'm trying to go through pretty quickly here because I know we have a lot of setups, and I don't want this video to be 2 hours long necessarily. Could it be? Am I fine recording a 2 hour long video? I am. But boom, money setup. Let's say, what the hell is, Milrow just glitched crazy. But again, with me throwing into coverage as I will in this video, sometimes it's fine. There will be a user. It won't always be the default coverages. So sometimes that route will be open in that spot. And I'm just insinuating, let's say he sent 5-man, he left his user in the middle of the field. You make that choice, make that read. So let's go into the run plays slightly. Now, if you guys watched my gameplays in the past, you know I don't really run the ball a whole lot. Now, is this run good? It is pretty good. This halfback base. This would be my run of choice. I think it's good. Does it depend? Yes. If you have a slow guard, are you going to have to follow the blocks a little bit? You are. So we'll follow the blocks. But you see, I mean, running it twice, we picked up 20 yards on average. Not bad. Just you know, not bad. Now, some things I like to do in the run game are incorporate motion. Whenever I'm running the ball, I'll fake hot route. I'll make it look like a pass as much as I can, especially when you don't run the ball as much. It's a good thing to do. Do you have to? Not at all. Let's show the QB run quickly, and then we will get into bunch tight end because we do have a lot of bunch tight end setups. So, our QB run is going to be, where are you? QB zone. It's a pretty solid run. Now, I would go on conservative. You're not going to want to take hits, but if you have a running QB, this is a really good red zone play. Red zone offense. I didn't necessarily talk about it, but obviously don't juke into a hit stick with the D tackle, kind of the way we did there. Be smart about it. Could you flip it? You could. You could also just cut it back. Now, this is pending your guys hold your blocks. Like if the left tackle held the blocks, we could get outside. But, I mean, you guys saw it more from the first play that it was dangerous. Obviously, we're just trying to do some stupid stuff. But if you just keep it simple, run it up the gut, it could be decent. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I would run it on a play-to-play basis, but it's there. Run it if you want. Let's go into bunch tight end now, because this is what I'm really excited about. Bunch tight end is so good this year. And taking a look at our audibles, what we like, what I like. We are going to throw inside switch in real quick. We are going to keep inside zone there. We are going to have triple out there, and then we're going to have PA verticals in there. So I know some people said they like verts, why delay? PA verticals, I think, is a little bit better. Sue me, I like it better. So we got PA verticals here. Now with PA verticals, our first setup is going to be a massive cover 3 beater, kind of the exact same way that it was in trips tight end. So we smart route Y, streak B, throw A on a little corner route here. Bada bing, bada boom. This play is specifically designed for cover 3. It's not going to be really great against any other coverages, but if you get enough time, I mean, that's a pretty disgusting route. It's super deep. You're going to need some high throw power, clearly. But if you get enough time, I like the play action if you could roll out, because if you can't roll out, it gets a little bit tougher. If your blocks can hold up, you can still throw it, and you can throw it a little bit earlier. But really there, you get the wind up, you time it, money. It's just money in the bank. If you ever see someone running cover 3, just come out here, run it. It's a touchdown. Most QBs should be able to hit it. Now it is a deeper throw, but if you have to, you can throw it here in this window. You see we threw it a little bit shorter there. It was fine. Still a touchdown. So you can throw it in different time slots if you have to. In most cases, you'll be fine. Just that's how good it is. Setup number 2. With the same play, we're going to throw A on a little just baby flat route. We're going to throw RB on just a little angle route. So it looks like this. You have a deep post. You keep the crosser. Really, we're just trying to go cross or angle. Kind of a simple play. We want to hit one of these two routes. We throw it to the one that's not usered. It's a pretty simple concept. You can hit that crosser there. I like having the flat over there. This is a good quick snap setup. You run these hot routes, get to the line, snap the ball. You catch them in an adjustment. You catch them on the D line. Angle route. 10 yards. Crossing route. 15, 20 yards. Money in the bank. Next setup. And again, we're going to go quickly, so pay attention. Get your notebook out. Drag A, angle RB. We're going to streak X, and we're just going to motion him across. Motion X across. Pretty simple setup here. Now here, what you're going to do with this setup is you're going to either try to hit A early, or if you could, you're going to want to hit B over the top. Terrible timing on that throw, but that's what you're going to want to do. Solid, solid, solid. Drag A, angle RB, motion buddy over across here. You're going to wait for him to get set. That's perfectly fine. He gets set. You snap the ball. If I want to, we can hit him. We can hit the angle route, or we can hit the crosser early or late on the sidelines. Next setup and last setup for PA verticals is going to be a Y corner route here. You know, this can get dangerous. Drag A, flat RB. Could you run it like this? You could. I like it better like this. Just give me a little bit more spacing on my football field is always going to be better. Less congestion makes it your life easier. Obviously, we're trying to hit Y over here. That's going to be kind of our main guy. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Certain plays, again, will be better slightly to the right. You guys will learn this. Certain plays will be better from over here, from over there, and then you'll just learn. So, like, you'll have certain plays. Like, actually, maybe this play sucks from the other side, from closer to the right, because the angle route cuts upfield instead of to the sidelines, or the corner route, not the angle route. Angles matter, especially in football. So you guys will, if you run this play, this ebook, these setups enough, you will learn which setups to run in which situations. Like here, he's wide open. If you could hit that throw, it's going to be money in the bank. Backside drag's wide open. Backside flat's wide open. Crosser, you could hit in that window. You guys can see the vision. Triple out here, it is going to be quite interesting. We have a lot to work with. Mainly this corner out is going to be what we're working with. We're going to smart route B, we're going to streak Y, we're going to flat A, we're going to throw RB on a little baby wheel route. This is a concept you will see all day long. Wheel angles or wheel flats, you saw it a little in trips, you'll see it more here. First read, wheel, first read, baby out. Now with X over here, you can't put him on the quick out, but he's on this little slow out. I'm fine throwing this. It's 6 yards, it's 7 yards, it's money in the bank. If you can get in a 2nd and 4, then you can run the ball all you want. So if you guys want to run the ball, get yourself in a 2nd and manageable and then run the ball. That's where you can do the stupid QB runs or these fun little runs that they're not really great, but they're fun and it gives you an opportunity to do them. So again, smart route B, streak Y, flat A, wheel RB. Obviously we want to hit B. Now, sending 5 out every play is dangerous. If we wanted to not do that, we could have plenty of other options. You'll kind of see it in the next play, or the next setup rather. But I'll run this setup one more time over here. Oh my god, I'm in the wrong play. Not the first time that will happen. Not the first time that has happened. I always forget the wheel route is down on the D-pad, but can we get enough time here? We can. Fire it. Fire in the hole. Money. Possession catch. This is like the perfect spacing for it. You'd almost rather be on the shorter hash than the wide hash because, again, on the wide hash, it's difficult to pass lead when you're throwing all the way across the field. So keep that in mind. Anyways, our next setup is going to be actually one that is a 6-man protection. Funny enough that we were just talking about it. Very similar setup, but all you're going to do is put A on a little baby trail route. Trail route is going to be D-pad to the left. This just gives us extra protection. We could hit this guy. Now, let's say he's using the linebacker on the left. That would be open. If it's man coverage, that would be open. Against a hook curl, not really a great throw. Again, X, he's open. And then if you get the time, you could even throw it in this window here. I would recommend throwing it on the sideline. You could throw it in that window there too. Money in the bank. Last setup for triple out is going to be smart route of B here. We are going to streak Y, we're going to drag A, we're going to slant X, and we're going to flat RB. This setup, very solid, a little bit more chaotic. You still have B in this corner route, and then you have a backside drag. Don't throw the drag when you snap it. Basically, you're going to see where the user's going. If the user follows the drag and the corner route is bagged, then you're going to try and hit the slant over here. So let's say that's the case. If you can get enough time, you can hit the slant in this little window. Obviously, the flat is open there late as well. Let's say you're cooked, it's not open. We got to hit the panic button. You could go with something like this. Once again, you could hit the drag there. You can still hit the corner route. So the drag's open, the corner route's still open because of the spacing. No smart route, no zone drop is going to be able to defend that corner route. That's a given. Money with that play. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop into inside switch now. And with inside switch, it's going to be a dangerous play. Now, with inside switch, you have to be very careful. Now, inside switch is interesting. What you want to do first with this setup is we're going to throw Y on just a zig. We are going to put B on a little flat. We're going to put RB on a baby wheel. And then we are going to block our tight end. Now, could you smart out X as well? You could. This is a zone beater, simple man beater. I like this setup here. Trying to hit these different routes. You have the zig. You could throw Y on a drag as well. Now, inside switch is a very particular play. You're going to need a hook curl over here so that you can hit him. In the case of a hook curl, you guys will see that route will probably never get open. This backside post, I mean. It won't get open, but if there's no hook curl over there, if it's his user, then you can decide between the wheel route and the other route. That's not a good throw, but you want to throw it earlier and you see that he could be open. Next play, we're going to go with I need to remember audible. You're going to slant B. So you're going to slant B. You're going to put Y on an out route. You're going to streak X, deep cross A. Then you're going to motion out X. So it's going to look like this. Now, with Y, you can do a few things. You could put him back on the zig. You could put him on a flat. Do either of those. It doesn't matter. But I think this setup is really good. This isn't really an inside switch setup. This is more of just a hot route setup. You saw the out route's wide open. Don't make that mistake. Could the tight end be open? He could in man coverage situations, but that was not a good read. And you see, even the Heisman defense has me messing up sometimes with Alabama. But again, here's a look at that. Obviously, the slant was kind of the concept we showed earlier. Now, these are all timing routes. My timing has been bad. So if you feel like that's a concern with that timing route, or because we're on this left hash, maybe it's not as good. Now, you could obviously flip the bunch. I don't love flipping the bunch. I like keeping the bunch on the same side, whether I'm on the right hash or the left. I feel like it makes it difficult to defend. If you don't feel that way, I'm not going to stop you from running it the way you want to. But one more time, here's this setup. We'll throw them on a little baby zig here. If you can get enough time, you can hit the flat or the slant over there. It just, again, it helps when they're not two hook curls. When there is a user, it makes these reads a lot easier, more clear, more concise. With the defense that we're running, it's a little bit tougher to see. Next setup with inside switch is going to be a fun little setup here. What we're going to do is we are going to smart out X, we're going to drag A, we're going to slant Y, we're going to motion Y across. Now, RB is already on the flat, so you don't need to do that, but this setup is good. This setup is really good. I like this setup for a lot of reasons. We can actually hit this route in the middle of the field, or we can throw it and it can kick off his foot, and then we can actually not catch the ball. I love this game. Drag A, slant Y, smart out X. Once again, you could motion snap this play if you'd like. I'm not going to stop you. You see it's open. This is one situation where that post is finally open. This is a good way to open up that post. Really good way to open up that post. So we see that the post is open. Let's see some of these other routes. B, you could snap throw it. A, you could snap throw it. Y, if you have enough time, you could hit him over here. Or if there's no hooker over there, you could almost snap throw it from the backside. Last setup for inside switch is going to be a interesting one here. We're going to put X on a corner route, actually. We are going to drag A, we are going to slant Y, and we are going to motion him across. So it's a little bit of a similar setup. We just have X on a corner route instead of a streak. But nonetheless, it's something different. And over here, could you hit him? There's a window there. There is a window there. Is it a good route? Is it a risky route? It is a little bit risky. But is there a window? There is a window. I'll show it one more time just so you can see that window one more time. Now, would it be smarter to throw some of these routes on the back end? It would. Would it be smarter to just check it down to the drag or this flat every play? Pick up 4 or 5 yards? It would. Is there a window? There is a window. Anyways, we got a few more plays, but we are going to hop into some of those. Some of those plays, and those would be by the names of whips. So we're going to go whips in our audibles. We are going to throw, I didn't talk about inside zone, so we'll actually leave that. We will talk about where are you mesh, and then X spot. It's a solid setup. I talked about it a little bit more in the gun bunch tight end video I made. So if you guys want to see more of that, it's not as much in this ebook. It is an option in that video. Now, with whips, it's a little bit interesting because you have these tight end whips that you can't throw them on, but I wish they were a little bit shorter because sometimes the inconvenience of them being that deep almost creates problems. Now, can we create good setups off that? We certainly can. Now, you just have to be creative, and I love that they give us all the hot routes this year because it actually allows the creative juices to flow a little bit more. So first setup with whips, what we're going to do is we are going to put X on a little corner route. Now he is on a corner route, so could you just smart route him? You could. I like this little other corner route. It's a little bit shorter. It's just easier to hot route him than smart route him. Streak Y, we're going to trail A, and then we're just going to throw RB on a flat. Boom. Kind of a dangerous setup. Now again, this whip route over here with this guy is a little bit shorter, but you see how it pulls in the zones? I mean, it is just absolutely disgusting the way it does that. So again, setup looks like this. Maybe if I can throw the ball correctly, he's going to drop it, but I mean, you see he's open. So as long as you guys see he's open, that's all that matters. With this little trail route, feel free to hit this zig if you have to late. I mean, we casually picked up 25 yards there, so just casual. Next whip setup is going to be, again, we're going to corner X, we're going to streak Y, we're going to flat A, we're going to put RB on a wheel route. Have you seen this before? I don't know that you guys have. Wheel, possession catch it, money in the bank. Same stuff with the stuff, same things with the plays on the left and the routes on the left. So obviously you can hit these guys early, possession catch. I'm fine possession catching corner routes all day. I don't need the extra yards on those. Give me the possession catch. Let me pick up those yards. Last setup for whips, corner route X, streak Y, deep cross B, and then we're just going to throw RB on the flat. Now RB's already kind of on a flat. I like this one better. This is going to create a tough window because these guys run a little bit at the same, but if you can time it right there, it's going to be good. Now, could I very likely have died there because of my timing? It was a strong possibility that I could have. So you really have to time it. Because they do it right here is good. That's the window. Possession catch it. You could even rat catch it. Maybe get off a quick juke. You never know. Now let's say he uses that. catch the ball, man. Now, the tight end zig, it does work. Could you do something like this if you want to keep them both on the field too? Maybe. With the tight end, if usually whoever that guy is must be good because he's wearing a crop top. In most cases, the linebackers won't play the zigs that well, and there will be a small window to hit him. In our case, it's not happening, so we're not going to force it. Next play is going to be good old mesh. With meshy mesh here, we're going to streak Y. We're going to drag B, block our running back. I mean, it's just a solid staple setup. 2 drags and a corner route. What more is there to like? Now, what I don't like is pass interference 10, 15 yards down the field from that corner on the left. That's not what I like. I don't like pass interference. Do you guys like pass interference? I don't. So maybe if we didn't get pass interfered, then this route could work a little bit better. And you see, it's a little bit more of a different corner route. It's more flat. I like it a little bit better. Again, block your running back, give us 6-man protection, hit him over the top. Solid. Both drags, wide open, really good against man coverage. It's just good play. Good quick snap play as well. Next setup with mesh. And we're going to go quickly because my throat is getting sore. Pause, block running back, streak Y. Same kind of thing. You could hit drag. This opens up the drag a little bit, but again, it's just a solid quick snap setup. Sometimes we all get caught up. I do this a ton. We're overthinking. But if I angle route him and I motion him and I snap him at this trajectory at this time, then the corner out gets open in this small window. And if I pass lead and freeform it at this angle, then it gets open. How about we run a drag, a flat, and a corner out in a streak, and we throw it to the player that's open? Sometimes it's better to live your life that way. Just keep things simple. I mean, one of these routes will be open. If you know how to play the game, if you know how to time it, if you know how to avoid the user, you will be successful. Keep it simple. Next setup, streak Y, slants B. We're going to block RB, and then we are just going to motion him over on the back end. This is similar to what you guys saw earlier. A little bit different. We can motion snap him. I don't hate doing that. Drag, wide open, slant could be open on the back end if he's using one of those hook curls. I'll show it again. I cannot stand how they bump those players all day long. Why are we bumping? It's infuriating. It is genuinely infuriating seeing that. Whatever. You see the corner out will be open as long as you're not pass interfered with. If you are, just be smarter and time it or highball it over the top. We're going to flat B. We're going to wheel RB. We're going to streak Y. We're going to motion him across. Have you seen this setup? I have. It's good. I mean, on basically every single play, as long as there's not a hard flat over there, the drag or the wheel is going to be open. Even if he mans up the wheel route, it could be man coverage. He would have to man them both up. The drag's going to get open. If he mans up the running back, then you start putting him on angle routes. It makes his life a little bit tougher, is what I'll say. This setup, just a very solid, simple setup. Again, flat B, wheel RB, streak Y. 3 routes. Good. The corner out's going to be open late. Those 2 routes are open early. You have a clear out. If you can get 3 routes open on every play, he uses one, maybe he adjusts, defends the other, you're always going to be good off. So that's going to be all our mesh setups. We got one, like I said, X spot setup, and then I have a few bonus setups out of a different play, or formation rather. I can't speak. So we're going to streak X, we're going to wheel RB, we're going to flat A, motion him across. Similar, but it's, again, a little bit of a different corner route. You're trying to hit him deeper, and probably would run this play more from the short side as well. But it is solid. I'm going to show it once because it's not really something I run. Let's hop into the inside zone. Now with the inside zone, there is some solid things that we can do. Now, we can motion this guy out a little bit. Just running the ball is fine. I mean, there's not going to be anything too crazy with it. You know, you come out here, you snap the ball, you're going to run the ball. It's going to be solid. If he's in heavy dime, heavy nickel, running the ball will be successful. It's not fun. For me, at least, it's not necessarily the most fun thing in the world. But is it successful? Is it something you should probably do? Should you try to run a 60-40 split? You probably should. Am I going to do it? I'm going to run a 90-95-5 or a 90-10 split. I like passing. I think it's more high skill. And I think it tests the brain a little bit more. But running the ball, you're going to be a better player if you run the ball. Last formation is going to be this wing trips week. We're going to flip it. Our audibles that I like are Z-dig, read option, verts delay, slot cross. We got, I think, one setup for each. And let's make them good. So we're going to start out with X-dig. Where are you, my friend? X-dig. There's actually some creative stuff in this formation, like RPO read Y flat. Like, this formation's not bad at all. X-dig is right here. What can we do? We can streak A, we can smart out RB, and we can drag X. What does this look like? It could be a cover 3 beater if we could just get enough time. Solidness. But, you know, maybe he's bagging your cover 3 beaters. Who knows if he's somehow running cover 3 successfully. Now, obviously, we're going to get pressed down Timbuktu. I didn't even see that guy. He kind of blended in. Solid cover 3 beater there. Not really great against man. Solid cover 3 beater with this X-dig play. Next up, we got slot cross. We're going to put X on a deeper post. So we're going to post X. We're going to deep cross RB. He's on a deeper cross, but we want him on he's on a deep cross. We want him on a deeper one. Get him a little bit deeper. Drag A, and we're going to put the running back on a little baby out. Solid man coverage play. Gives us a lot of options. 7 yards there. Hit the drag. That's another 7 yards. Really, what we want to do is hit the crosser. So if you can not get shedded instantly and you can hit the crosser, it would be ideal. And there we go. So that is that setup for slot cross. Last setup is motion verts Y delay. With motion verts Y delay, we like this route with RB. He's going to be nice on that little almost over route. So I go corner with Y. We actually go corner. We go wheel. We go B on a little speed out. Then we just kind of run it like this. We go deep routes. 4th and 20. We need a 4th and 20 play. We audible do a new. Homeboy doesn't know what's going on. And then we catch him off guard. So I think this is just a solid setup. I mean, sometimes you need these weird setups. You switch to a formation for play. You can catch people off guard. That was almost a nasty throw. But last thing you got is the read option. Now, is this read option great? Not necessarily. But it's there. If you come out in that formation for whatever reason you want to audible, you can. Anyways, that's going to do it for the video. Once again, if you want to purchase the ebook, it is down below in the description, pinned in the comment section. Please go check that out. These videos take a lot of time to write up, obviously to record, and then it'll take a long time for me to edit, set everything up. So be much appreciated if you guys would show some support on that, especially if you're enjoying the content. Subscribe to the channel as well. Hit a thumbs up on this video. And again, let me know which ebooks you want to see. Oklahoma State will probably be in the works soon, but if there's any other weird offenses that you want me to do, I'm happy to do them. Defensively, let me know. I could make a defensive one too. Anyways, that's going to do a video, and peace. I'm out of here.